Hey, what's up, guys? Well, now in this big barrel, what we're going to be going over is some maintenance stuff. I already dropped the oil and pulled the filter off. So if you're working on one of these, this is what your drain plug will look like. And it has a little filter and spring in it also. A 19 millimeter for the bottom. But it's on the bottom of the case, more over towards the left side of the machine. And don't tighten them up too much, because next time you change the oil and you ever tighten that, I've had a lot of times where there's aluminum nuts, they strip, so then you're smacking on the rim with a chisel and ordering a new plug. So I've had loads of them where guys over tighten them, they strip them, then they bring them to me because they can't get them out. So I take them out with a chisel or an air chisel, which isn't a big deal, but it can be prevented. And then your oil filter, he sits right inside there with this housing that goes right over top of it, and then it has an O-ring on it. You can get a new O-ring or reuse your old one if it's in good shape. This is still in good shape and not flattened out. And then you only have 3 bolts that hold that assembly on there. They're 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter Allen, I forget. 5 millimeter, I still have it sitting here. 5 millimeter Allen head for these guys. And while we're waiting on the FedEx guy to drop us off a new oil filter for it, because I didn't have one, we're going to go over some other maintenance stuff. We're going to check the diff fluids, fill any of them up that may be low. And we already know we got a mouse nest in the air box, so we're going to clean that out. We're going to grease it, which a lot of times these Yamahas have grease fittings. Some have a bunch, some don't have many. I was looking for them on this machine when I was going over it. The only 2 that I found were on the front drive shaft for the U-joints, but I'll keep an eye out for any more if I come across. But right now we're going to check these diff fluids, and it's a 21 millimeter, and I like to use an impact to get these off because these are in a knuckle buster area. So using the impact, you won't have an issue with knuckle busting. Just break it loose. Take your bolt out. Let's see if we can shine a light down in there to see our oil. Yep. Just want to make sure our oil is up to the threaded portion. And it is here. So we can put that guy back together. A little tightening. Don't want to overdo them. Now we'll check our rear. And now it's going to need some oil. So I'm going to get some diff fluid here and we'll get that filled up. Alright, got some gear oil here. We need to get that oil level up to the bottom of the threads. It won't take much because these diffs are small. They don't take a lot of oil. It looked like it was just a little low. Let's see where we're at. Right there. We got it up there already. Just took a little bit to make it happy. Tighten that guy up a little bit. Alright, next let's clean out this air box. Get this mouse nest out of here and the old filter. That's why I got my gloves on. Because it's a bit dirty down in there. He said he got most of the nest out already. Well, there's no tenants to evict, so maybe he already evicted them, I don't know. Alright, well, you get the idea here. I'm just going to finish cleaning this out. and then we'll get under the machine and see where those grease fittings are. Alright, I looked over the whole machine while we were tinkering around with other stuff, and I only found 2 grease fittings on the entire machine, and they're both on the front shaft that goes to the front differential. And what you have to do is roll the machine around so you can get to them, because you can't get to them from up top because there's a shield. See if I can show you. Yeah, there's one right there on that side, and there's another one over here on this side. Just stick a grease gun on, give it a couple pumps, and you're golden. Alright guys, we had some goodies show up. Got a new battery, a 20. That's what this machine takes. You just gotta drop some acid in it. And let it sit a little bit before we charge it. Oops, sorry. There's our acid. Always wear eye protection, gloves, masks, condoms, all the protection you can think of to put this acid in, just like I'm doing. As I say, not as I do. And they always say don't pierce that, but it takes forever for that to drain down in there if you don't pierce it. So I always poke holes in them. Don't poke the bear. Or always poke the bear. I don't got time to wait. We got stuff to do. It's a beautiful day out. We need to go for a bike ride here soon. Alright, while that's filling up, we let it sit about a half hour, throw the charger on it. While that's filling, let's fill the machine full of oil. And we got this new air filter, Yamaha part, got a new spark plug, oil filter, Yamaha lube. Alright, let's get the rest in. Now we got a nice clean air box, brand new air filter. Let's drop him into place. They just kind of push and slide right in, just like that. Beautiful. And then something I want to make mention of. I'm a member of a bunch of different forums and Facebook pages and all kinds of stuff. People are always asking, what kind of spark plug, what's a spark plug gap, what kind of oil, what's how much oil. This info is usually on your machine somewhere. In this case, it's right on the airbox lid. So you got valve lash adjustment, spark plug gap, oil type, and as for oil quantity, that's usually always engraved in the on the side of the engine case. So all that information you're asking about, just go to your machine, look at it. It's usually right on it. Alright, air filter's in. Let's go down here to the other side and get the oil filter in the spark plug. Okay, for the spark plug, right there's our number. The gap is 0.6 to 0.7 millimeter. I already gapped it. It came right where it needed to be. I need to re-gap it. Just an 18 millimeter socket. Put our wire and boot back on. Okay, now the oil. Okay, right there's the filters that I'm using. These filters will only get installed one way on this machine. You can't reverse it. On a lot of machines, you can flip them in and put them in the wrong way. And guess what? You do that, you're not going to have oil pressure. And your engine's not going to last too long. So always be careful. And look at how stuff comes apart when you take it apart, so you remember how to put it back together right. Make sure that your O-ring stays in the groove on the filter housing, so you don't end up with unwanted leaks. If that O-ring is no longer in good shape, get you a new one. Threads on those bolts. Tighten them all evenly. If you're not sure how much to tighten them, look up the torque spec. I have a precisionally tuned torque wrist. You get them over the years after working on hundreds of machines. Okay, we already got the drain plug in the bottom with the screen filter. So let's get some oil in it now. Okay, now to fill this, right down here it shows us how much it holds. 2900 cm3. So that's centimeters squared. That'd be 2.9 liters, which is roughly going to be 3 US quarts. So we're putting in some Yamaha lube, 1040. So put 3 quarts in it, we'll run it, and then it'll need to be topped off after that to fill up the filter. This is an air-cooled machine, has an oil cooler, so it holds a little bit more oil than normal. We'll probably end up somewhere between 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 quart. See where we're at. Just a splash more, it'll be 3 quarts. And we'll leave her there. Yep, 3 quarts. We'll go from there. We'll start it up as soon as that battery gets charged up. But while that guy's charging, I'm going for a bike ride because it is beautiful out. So I'll be back with you guys when I get back. Alright guys, we got the new battery in. I like to write on them when I put them in because they do have a 6-month warranty. And write on when I service them also. Put it somewhere where it's visible. Let's see if she'll start up. Let it run a few seconds. Finish topping it off with oil. And take it out and warm it up. Chokes off. This machine, it don't have a whole lot of use. It might look dirty and nasty like it's been used and abused. All that dirt's just from, well, it looks like it's just sitting around. Because it still has the original tires on it. And the machine is 19 years old. Nothing broken or busted, just dirty. That's long enough. We can go over and check the oil level. It'll probably need a little bit because we only did put 3 quart in it. Let's see what we have here. And these dipsticks, you don't thread them in to check the oil on these. you stick it in and pull it out. And that's how you check the oil. You thread it down in and thread it back out, you're going to be low on oil. So yeah, it's just on the tip. So we need a little bit more. Some more Yamaha lube. A little more Yamaha lube. Let's see what that looks like. Just a splash more yet. Alright, and that'll be good. That doesn't take it the whole way up to the top line. But whenever we get some heat in the machine, that's fully warmed up, I'll check it again. And it'll be the whole way to the top. Yeah, right now we're 3/4 of the way up from the bottom line to the top line. But fully warmed up, it'll grow and it'll reach that top line. So we gotta make sure we don't ever fill it. Alright, now I just need to warm it up, take it out, and ride it around a bit. Alright, this is where my little helper comes in. He likes to ride them. There you go, you hold the camera. Ready?
Yeah.
Put his gear dropping around. He's not even tight.
Yeah, he's not even tight.
We'll have to tighten that up.
We have to tighten that up, yeah. Daddy's gonna put this video on TV. It's bumpy though out back.
Well, I don't think it needs any more tuning. It runs well. Alright guys, we're done with this machine. It's going to be a good runner for him. I'm sure he'll be happy with the repairs. Little guy help. No, you didn't help. You helped ride.
Yeah.
Alright guys, if you like what I get into, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm always uploading all kinds of good stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.
Peace.